Silver seems to be getting closer to $40 every single day, and it seems to be closing in on the third chance now to eclipse $50 an ounce. Is this the next run up to that level? And is this different this time around? And could it eventually even stay above $50 for good? Well, let's go over everything in today's video. Want to win 100 ounces of American Silver Eagles completely free? Well, JM Bullion is giving away 5 full tubes of 100 coins packed in a custom waterproof Pelican case. There is no purchase necessary, and the giveaway ends September 11th of this year. And if you want to get in on this opportunity, click the link in the description below to enter for your chance to win. And just to be clear, JM Bullion is not sponsoring this channel in any sort of way. This is me just wanting to pass this opportunity along to help you guys out. So don't miss out on this. Click the link in the description and enter for your chance to win 100 ounces of free silver. Hi everybody, and welcome back to yet another video. Well, silver has been flirting with $40 for a bit now, and just in the last 3 months, we've seen silver go from the low 30s into today's price of $38.36. Now, this video is being filmed on Saturday, July 19th, so it could look a little bit different by Monday. However, we seem to be pushing past some of the resistance levels, and now I believe that if we do hit that $40 an ounce, we could see that next layer or the next level of resistance being broken even further. And the GSR also seems to be going down, which is great for those who have bought silver more recently. For example, when the gold-silver ratio was 104 back in April, dropping to around 87 today illustrates a good buy back then. And I made a video recently talking about how the GSR has moved historically and where silver could land in terms of its pricing at the end of that bull run. And right now that drop from 104 to 87 indicates a rally in precious metals, specifically silver, and that could indicate where prices can go from here. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link that up in the top right for you to watch. So what does history say about $50 silver? Well, believe it or not, we've actually been there before in the past bull runs from 1980 and in 2011. Silver hit or came close to that $50 level, but in both times, it eventually dropped off sharply. And if you adjust those prices for inflation, the 1980 high would have been around $195 today, and the 2011 peak would have been about $71. So why is silver still sitting around 30 and not moving with inflation? The main reasons come down to price suppression in the paper markets, because silver has that unique role of an industrial and an investment metal. In the paper markets, silver is traded in massive volumes through contracts that often never result in the actual physical delivery of silver, which keeps the prices artificially low. And on top of that, silver is tied to economic cycles, like I mentioned before about it being that industrial metal. And when industrial demand dips, so does the price. And on top of that, over the years, this has worn people down, and many longtime investors have given up on silver, frustrated by decades of underperformance, especially when compared to gold or the stock market. And some see silver as the metal that never moves. So why is it different this time around? Well, in the 1980s, silver spiked to $50 an ounce during a frenzy driven by inflation fears and the Hunt brothers trying to corner the market. Again, in 2011, silver surged to close to $50, but that time it was fueled due to the QE, the debt crisis, and the economic uncertainty after the 2008 crash. But again, that rally didn't hold either. But this time, silver isn't just riding a wave of panic or, I guess, manipulation, sort of. It's being pulled upwards by a convergence of real-world forces that we didn't see in the past. For example, the BRICS nations are actively pushing to move away from the US dollar, challenging its role as the global reserve currency, and increasing the appeal of hard assets such as silver. Meanwhile, industrial demands are also surging, driven by growth in the solar energy, electric vehicles, electronics, etc. making silver not just a monetary metal, but a critical resource. We are also seeing that the demand is way outpacing the supply. Now that margin is slimming down a bit, but it is still much greater than it was prior to in like 2011. And again, on top of all of those other things as well, the US was also recently downgraded by the credit rating agencies, something that will obviously shake the global confidence in the US dollar and making other alternatives like gold and silver even more attractive. So, what should you watch for next? Well, there are a few key price targets that are going to be important, that 40, 45, and into that $50 range. Each of those $5 increments are going to represent some sort of important psychological level that we could see big moves or even pullbacks. And alongside the price, keep an eye on the GSR, which is currently showing that downward momentum. If it drops to around 70 or lower, historically that's going to signal that silver is doing much better relative to gold, and that could spark an increased buying momentum. And on the policy front of things, it's obvious that President Trump wants to put someone possibly new in the Fed chair position who's possibly going to be more favorable to interest rates being lower, and that type of move could lead to an accelerated precious metals push in higher prices like gold and silver. And also, if the Fed does continue to pause or for whatever reason begin tightening, that could slow the rise as well. So staying aware of these type of factors will help you spot opportunities and avoid some sort of surprises as everything begins to unfold. So with silver beginning to possibly break out, do you think that we're heading for $50 an ounce? Or is this just another head fake? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Comment as well with your guess on the price point and if you're buying, selling, or waiting. Again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye, guys.